up the rest of the spot and figures as soon as I talk, they start to stir. And I mean, I just set all of this up, and in the instant I said something, it made both of them stir, and they went everywhere. And I've got Rachel in my lap. And where did the other phone go, honey? I mean, oh, you're on it, maybe? Well, the kitties have managed to help me misplace all the other devices. Now, one of my problems is she's in my way. The other thing is I'm wondering, is Summer on them all? No, Summer, you don't seem to be on them all. Well, silly me, kitty, where are they? Okay, there they are. The kitty was on them, but it was the other kitty. I'm like, they all disappeared. But Fulgrim was on them. Okay, I thought it was me. I started to feel silly. Well, it looks like Milton has uploaded an Italian buffet. To hell with that. Okay, volume's down. I've already been live, so no doubt notifications will not go out. Now, while everyone's coming in, I'm trying to think how I can set this differently to where, like I say, my sweet Summer's decided to adjust herself, and between two small cats, they've managed to take up all of the space. Yes, I love my kitties. Okay, I think that'll work, but at some point you'll probably get knocked over. Hello, Intuitive. Now, at the end of Nicolina's live, my body decided to have a seizure. So I had my seizure. I feel tired as hell. But after you have a seizure, hello, Jay, you're too kind of wound up to sleep. And even though I really kind of need to be asleep, I know it'll be about 2 hours before I can sleep after a seizure. Now, Rachella's joined us, and she kind of makes it hard for me to move. You want to do a cute kitty thing for the people that got in here first? So you cute kitty thing. You want to do bonus kitty thing? She's on bonus kitty thing. Poor bonus kitty. Like I said, the cats are ready to sleep. Loki's over here by the big heater, and Summer's right behind you, and Rachella's brother was literally on top of the other phones, which is why I couldn't find chat, and she's right here in my lap. Well, Intuitive, at the moment there is no mods but me. But then most of you guys don't know this, but my other channel, I ran the whole thing myself, and for the most part, I didn't even have mods. Oh yeah, she's right back where she was, and I heard Koko make some misconceptions, and I listened to some of the shit that they said over on Jimbo's, and man, I don't even know why anybody wants to bother to listen to any of that. If I hadn't had a seizure, I would be asleep. Yes, I would. Now, I'll get into it as soon as we get a few more people in here, because, put it this way, I don't feel like circling back 100 times after a seizure. We'll just put it that way. But yes, Koko was in Jimbo's chats making assumptions. And since the stand is really the sit, I thought, well, you know what? I thought about making a video at first. And I thought, well, you know what? It's going to be a couple hours, after I have the seizure, that I can get to sleep. Because you're kind of wound up. I feel like I've been shaken up right now. And I'm tired enough to sleep. But like I said, I'm wired from the seizure. Now, I feel fine, other than there's one spot right here that I would pay any money for anyone in the world to be able to rub for me. But, other than that, and this crick in my neck, Okay, when I touched right here, I realized no. There's two things. Yes, the crick in my neck right here, but I can rub it. So if you see me rubbing my neck, it's just because this feels too good. But yeah, intuitive. I need to wind down. Well, the thing is Coco's stupid. She's greedy and she's stupid. And I remember all the things she said about Jimbo. She was going to get a billboard. But you see, Koko is saying Nicolina is all alone. Oh, really? That's where I say, Koko really can't count. But we'll get into Koko not being able to count when a few more people filter in because it is only 9:30. But unfortunately, like I said, since I had a live earlier, I already had a notification. So people have to find the chat or link the chat. And if it isn't anymore in a few minutes, we'll just have a nice live ourselves, and I'll hide it later. And to hell with everyone else. Isn't that right, Kitty? And we just won't tell him the funny stuff, because I think this will be entertaining. It will also be educational. Wouldn't it, honey? It would be very, very, very educational. Says, I'm a boneless kitty. I know, she acts like she's dead, but I mean, she's very alive. She's very breathing, I swear. Marjani, see how very breathy. See, it moved on its own. It wasn't just me flipping it over, I swear. Oh, but this is how she gets when she gets tired. I mean, she just flops out. Now, Koko once again was saying that Nicolina's all alone. Well, see, that was passive aggressive bullshit. In her mind, she wishes that. And she's trying to push Jimbo and the rest of them into attacking Nicolina. Is what she was doing, but Koko apparently's not been paying attention and keeping the scorecard. Because one of the things that I always know is how everything links up. Now, before I go off on one side, we'll talk of it simple. Even if all the rest of us evaporated tomorrow, she would still have C'est la vie. So, we'll start with number one. Nicolina has C'est la vie, which is a very good clip channel. So that is what it is. But Selah is also one of Adonis's people, and I am adopted. Now, they used to be called the F people, except they didn't use the word F. Now, we recently have rebranded into the cult of the lolcalf. So, because they kept calling Adonis a cult leader, so the F people has rebranded into the cult of the lolcalf. So even if, Nicolina had no one else, we're starting our count, you've got her, and once again, I'm adopted in that community too. So you have her and me from that community. Now, that gives enough power. Now, Cyanide Cupcake has been trying to destroy me, but she made the mistake of being amusing and stupid doing it. So, like a good wolf, Adonis has jumped on her and is wringing her of every bit of entertainment value possible. Bipolar against bipolar. And his bipolar is winning. So, once again, you have Selah, me, Adonis, in an entire legion of boys. Yes, boys. Now, today the Mean Girls we heard is up to 30. Once again, I allow the girls to have their own personal space. I don't have to be in every space. That way they can talk about me behind my back. I'm teasing. But yes, so in reality, Nicolina brings an entire phalanx with her. But, we are counting them now. So you have me, you have Shayla, you have those that were the F people, you have her entire phalanx, and amongst that phalanx, there are quite a few channels. And if you add up the numbers of all of those, if you take the Mean Girls and you take Nicolina out, and if you add up all of their subscribers, it's going to be more than rapper Jimbo's. Now, many of them are repeat subscribers, but I'm talking about when you talk about the interactiveness of the channels, that is very important in YouTube. They don't understand this. That's depth in a community to where there's always something for someone to watch. Hello, Ronnie. Well, Koko was a scammer. And before their scams blew up on them, Koko was going to get a billboard for Jimbo to call him out for being a 3 pedo. And this was about the time that I came around. Now, the money went into Koko's pocket, and Koko tends to get money for causes that aren't really true that go into Koko's pocket. So once again, this fits in with Jimbo. And once again, when her scams blew up on her, she was trying to get money for a billboard to show what a horrible, evil person Jimbo is. And that's who's in chat she was saying Nicolina's on her own. Well, no, she's not, because, besides me, there's also more cast of characters coming in. Now, the YouTube schizophrenic and I, we've known each other on YouTube for quite some time. I mean, we have history, and we also know we can completely trust each other. There's going to be no betraying each other, but there's never going to be any backstabbing between us. We have a brotherly relationship. And we also have a pack relationship. Yes, we do. And once again, for interesting things, we've been going out and finding interesting things. And we're going to have some interesting YouTube wars. And these wars will bring new people and fresh life into our community. Yes. Now, of course, Jimbo and them, it's going to be like the Boit. You see, I snuck them into the Boit. And they're just going to spin around and around and around, just like the rest of the Boit. Rap the other day was making prank phone calls, which is against TOS. I don't care. I mean, if it was up to me, as long as they're prank calls that can't hurt anyone or cause damage, I don't care about prank calls. Like I said, as long as they don't hurt anyone and they don't cause damage, I think it's a stupid rule. But it is against YouTube terms of service. Hello, Zepparilla. Hello, No Fear. Now, once again, the YouTube schizophrenic and I are both geniuses. Now, see, Adonis got that wrong. I tend to talk down for fun, but I am a freaking genius. And so's the YouTube schizophrenic. So on this side, you have two geniuses that can completely trust each other, that are engaged in a conspiracy that you don't know about. Yes, because you see, once again, if I told you all about the conspiracy, I wouldn't be a very good conspirator, would I? And this is where I make joke of reality. Hello, Sweet Vixen. But I've just been thinking like the last 72 hours. I mean, it was idly said we need something to talk about, and for like 3 or 4 days, I didn't find anything. And then, like 2 days, it absolutely rained. And I think we're pretty set. Now, the one doesn't seem to do live streams, and the other seems to be do too many live streams. But I think it would be better if a girl destroys online dating pimp. Hello, Izzy. Hello, Sunshine. Hello, Gray Gray. Oh yeah, we already got her just all flopped out. And you got kitties behind you, kitties to the side of you. But yes, Koko was saying that Nicolina is all alone. And I had a seizure towards the end of Nicolina's live, so I tapped out. And it's going to be a while before I can sleep because I'm kind of shook up. And I heard her say that, and I'm like, Koko can't count. So I thought about making a video out of it, but I thought, you know what? Since I'm not going to sleep anyway, I can come on for a couple hours and joke about it. You know, it's like you guys have all new logos, and it's going to be quite intimidating for Jimbo and the rest of them. I mean, they'll find it quite upsetting. Now, because of Jimbo and his wrestler bullshit, I bet he'll get a logo of his own. But I don't know anyone that's going to wear it. No, I take that back. I guess he wore the marshmallow today, so I guess the marshmallow is going to be their logo. Yeah, thinking about it. But yes, Intuitive, Nicolene is not alone. But this was a passive-aggressive way that Koko was trying to encourage others to attack her. Now, once again, now let me see. I'll give you the case of Luna Moon. YouTube Schizophrenic found that one. She was a spoiled rich girl that was in a sorority. And she said tons and tons of horrible things that we won't even get into because I don't think she's that person anymore. I think she's a much sadder person. But she had a Discord. She had a large channel. I mean, about as large as the stand. We went into her Discord. We got just a little bit of evidence, and we nuked everything. I mean, they deleted their Discord, which they had forever. She ended up stopping doing content. She did a few live streams with guys at a party after that. And now YouTube Schizophrenic, said she's rebranded her channel, and apparently she's pretty pathetic. Hello, Nicolina. Well, yeah, Nicolina, towards the end of your live, I was starting to have problems, and I had a seizure. So, and I feel okay other than a couple aches back here. Put it this way. Right now, I'd do about anything for somebody to rub right back out in here. But other than that, I'm absolutely fine. I got my kitty here. But Koko was saying on Jimbo's that you are alone. I was laying down here kind of resting, and she said that, and I started to make a video, but I thought, well, you know what? Why don't I just come online and mock that? Oh, so once again, I mean, we're finding new people to talk about. It's going to bring new people into our community, and they're all worried. But Koko wants your head. Now, that's what it told me, because she wanted everyone else to feel that you're alone, so then they would aggressively go after you. And so that shows me that, yeah, Koko basically thinks, this is an opinion, pure opinion, this part, that if she takes out Nicolina, she can come back to YouTube and do her grift gig. That's opinion. I have no evidence behind that other than I used to have to deal with an insane amount of scummy individuals that you could not believe a damn word that any of them said. So I always had to filter out through the lies and usually told them what the truth was back to their face and made them look really uncomfortable. Hello, copycat. Now, Nicolina, I say that's good you're defiant, but I know one. Now, it's not the one that you think. Now, everyone in this chat, there's one person that can take Nicolina down. And I know who it is. Now, I want to give you guys a minute before I say it to think about it. Now, Nicolina, can you think of who this person is? Because in my opinion, if someone thinks about it, it's illogical. I'm going to give you the Jeopardy thing. No, it definitely ain't that dude Lips. It's your daughter, Maggie. Remember, she's just like you, and because you love her so much, she actually has the power to harm you. So, yes, the only person that can actually take you down is your daughter. So, if I were you, I'd be looking over your shoulder at her right now and, like giving her the stink eye. Don't turn your back on her. When you walk out of the room, keep your eye on her and shut the door. So, like I said, once again, I have 6 ego states, and I was about to agree with you, and then that one was going, up, and it's like, you're right. And that was my devil ego state, because my devil ego state does social things. And he says, excuse me, sir, no one on this platform can, but the daughter can. So, as long as Maggie doesn't join their team, I guess we're okay. Now, Jimbo now that's it. That's what it was, Nicolina. That's why Jimbo called your daughter. He was trying to recruit her. Don't recruit me, bro. Now, Gray, that's the thing about being a parent. You always create your own demise as a parent. That's just a sad fact of life. I've seen this over and over again. And then I mocked my friends for it because, well, they were male, and you didn't expect me to give them all warm and fuzzies, did you? Yep, don't recruit her, bro. Now, once again, you know that us making light of that right there just pissed them off. Because everything pisses them off. Bob and Lori, and I did a story on my story channel yesterday called Gav and Bob. And it's a serious story. It's a very good story. I wish more people would have stopped by. But because of Bob saw it, that clip channel Heavens watched my entire live, hoping I was going to talk about Bob Cole when I was talking about a character named Bob. And on one of her posts today, how many channels does he have? And she had the picture of my live there where it said Gavin Bob, and I laughed my ass off. Now, I actually figured it up. I upload on 8 channels. I had not realized that. When she said it, I went to counting. Now, some of them may be very rare uploads, and only about 3 or 4 of them can deal with drama. Well, actually, only 3 of them deal with drama, and all the rest have nothing to do with drama. Hello, Piratess. Oh yeah, she's big baby. Now, she didn't keep her last litter. She's in heat currently. And today, I've kept her from the boys. And to be honest, my children's kind of give me a little bit of a headache. Like right here, you ladies that have your children, your children to give you a kind of a stress headache. She's been in heat, and I've been having to keep her away from the boys all day. And she's now like this. I mean, an hour ago, she was sitting under the coffee table. I moved the coffee table that was the one I broke my toe on. So I'm like, why don't I move the room around? So you know how cats are when you move stuff? I move the coffee table up against the wall. So they're kind of like using it as a bunker. But I mean, now the YouTube schizophrenic and I, we're finding new lolcows. And once again, we found some fun stuff. We found some sick people. We found some sad people. And once again, we're going to start presenting them now and again. Now, the YouTube schizophrenic and I, at one time, were in a large war that has yet to be resolved. Now, there is a man on YouTube called Wes Most, a predator hunter. But this is a different kind of predator hunter than Ernie. This is a man that hides behind the predator hunting community. They call it the TCAP community. And this is how I instantly knew that Ernie didn't know shit on YouTube, because I had been fighting against that community because they were defending Wes Most. And he's a monster. Now, typically he's a trafficker of women. And that's what he tries to do. He is in the BDSM lifestyle. And he fancies himself a master. So what he does is finds a woman to exploit, and then her get a clique of friends, and him basically human traffic them. And that's what he does. And when YouTube Schizophrenic had to leave YouTube, that's what we were in the middle of fighting. I mean, that's as big as, like I said, you know, that's even a little bit of a bigger monster than Jimbo. So, you know, that's kind of letting it out now. One of the reasons why I'm letting this cat out of the bag right now is today he gave me an inclination. He pointed me to show me something. Now, once again, he and I work like wolves. We don't have to actually talk to communicate. And he just told me that someone we'd know is referenced in a chat of one of our new lolcows. So I went over to Online Dating Pimp. And Wes Most wants to interview him. So that means that Wes Most will be coming back to YouTube. And I have been sharpening my knives for him for 2 fucking years. Yep. Because, you know, on YouTube where we see like Jimbo is a righteous cause. This is a bigger monster than Jimbo. And he is a current threat to every female in his orbit, in my opinion. So yeah, so you know, that's one thing that YouTube Schizophrenic and I have destroyed everyone that has came up against us. We have. You know, when we decided it was a dragon, we steamrolled all of the opposition. We were in the middle of fighting him. He was even getting involved in my private life with 2 girlfriends ago. Remember the psycho that I told you we lasted the relationship of 10 days? Now, this is kind of odd because, you know, we like got close together over 3 months. And once we said boyfriend, girlfriend, her mask fell off and it was 10 days of a psycho train. And I was out at that point. But, you know, that was all at the same time. And once again, some of that is documented on the YouTube Schizophrenics channel, including that psycho ex-girlfriend. Now, the funny thing is, she had the ability to make you feel she was a completely rational individual. She was like Jekyll and Hyde. And then on the other hand, there was Hyde. Now, unfortunately, where Dr. Jekyll turned into Hyde, she was Hyde that pretended she was Dr. Jekyll. So, once again, on his channel, there's some of that documents that. some and then, thou and then, I will play that. Now, I am going to see if there's any audio from anyone on. But yes, Koko thinks that Nicolina's alone, which, of course, is bullshit. And Queen Esther, now, odd. It pulled it down again. It won't make her one of my regular things to be seen.
I literally look like an empress. You notice how everyone always copies me? First, I did God made those paintings of me, and then everyone got their cheap knockoff version.
I'd play this earlier, but today I did a little more research. She believes that she's the wife of Jesus. Because earlier in this clip, it sounded like she was trying to give God orders. Yes, I've looked into her channel more, and she's not got any lives up. If she does them, she hides them. So it's mostly all videos. And she now, Tequila, now calls herself Queen Esther, and she believes that she is Jesus's wife to be. So, once again, this is going to be YouTube gold. Now, since I played that one now that one was second severe judgment pronouncement. I'm trying to look for the first one. Yeah, the wife of Jesus singing in Hebrew. Like I said, that's cool. Yeah, I forgot. No, not the girlfriend. She thinks she's the wife of Jesus. Excuse me. I got that wrong. Now, a couple down here, she said, the bride of Christ. This one, she said, I healed my dad in his hospital bed. Okay, this is a 2-minute one. The angel of the Lord appeared in.
Angel manifested in my house, behind me. So it's the angel wings.
Like I said, she's lost her freaking mind. Now, I'm fine with that as long as she's entertaining while she has lost her mind. Oh, here's a 5-minute one. Prophetic announcement tonight. Well, that was 12 days ago. We're late, my friends.
Hey guys, I have not worn my hair like this in so long. I used to wear this hairstyle all the time. But anyway, so it's New Year's Eve, and I'm actually very excited. Not in the way where, the worldly people are, because, they be doing the same thing every year, every holiday. In the previous New Year's Eve, I never really did anything. I just stayed at the Father's house. I was, locked away with the Lord and my children. But this year's a little different.
So, yes, the last year she was locked away with the Lord and her children, and now she looks like a Japanese anime girl, and she's Queen Esther. Now, she has 5,330 subscribers, and she used to be Tequila the groupie.
As y'all can see, it's already different with, it started during the Arctic blast, shit was getting crazy. Everything I told you, like, it ain't no joke. Everything I say literally comes to pass. So whatever y'all do, whoever's not listening, whomever's not taking heed these warnings, that's on you.
Now, from what I've seen in my research so far, she believes whatever she says will come to pass. Now, I've not gotten much research done, but that is like the third or fourth time I've heard her reference that whatever she says will come to pass.
And so the Lord said that, this New Year's Eve is special. I don't really care to go out or anything. Honestly, I really just want to, like, put on my sweatpants and just go to bed later. But, usually people just pop fireworks all night. So I might as well rejoice tonight, because today the Lord said that it's actually my coronation day, and I told y'all this like since a year ago, as the Lord was preparing me. But tonight is officially my coronation, and the Lord said, when y'all hear like fireworks and everything tonight, it's not for anybody else. He said it's because Queen Esther, me, the wife of Jesus, the bride of Christ, is being seated on my throne with the golden scepter to rule and reign, because the Lord already crowned me.
Now, this was New Year's Eve. Now, once again, I try to find the perfect locale for the perfect niche. She's mean girl food. Good night, Nicolina. But yes, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like over on Nicolina's channel, I mean, she reeks of being mean girl food. I mean, if they said, go feed 30 mean girls, I would grab her and throw her on a big giant plate. It had 30 mean girls forks and say, go at it.
I've been seated on my throne, but this is like an official coronation party for me. And so that's why I'm going to go out and celebrate tonight. But now that I'm here, I wanted to
I'm getting
read
called.
you this passage about me, and you'll see very clearly that it's about me. Jesus talking about me, his Shulamite bride. Dear friend and lover, you're as beautiful as Tirzah, city of delights, lovely as Jerusalem, city of dreams, the ravishing visions of my ecstasy. Why, thank you. Your beauty is too much for me. I'm in over my head. I'm not used to this. I can't take it in. Your hair flows and shimmers like a flock of goats in the distance, streaming down a hillside in the sunshine. So it's like I have really long tousled hair, and how it's always flowy. Your smile is generous and full. It is expressive and strong and clean. Your veiled cheeks are soft and radiant. There's no one like her on earth. Never has been and never again will be. There's no one like her. Never has been, never again will be. She's a woman beyond compare. My dove is perfection, pure and innocent as the day she was born, and cradled in joy by her.
Now, I do know from her biography, from her past, that she was a professional groupie. And so she did an insane amount of drugs. And I also know she used to be, I'm not know now, an incredible alcoholic of vast proportions. And this woman, I think, has killed so many brain cells that she literally believes this shit.
Mother, everyone who came by to see her exclaimed and admired her. All the fathers and mothers and neighbors and friends blessed and praised her. Has anyone ever seen anything like this? Dawn fresh, moon lovely, sun radiant, ravishing as the night sky with its galaxies of stars. The Song of Songs 6:4 to 10. So you see there, you can see more of that's the MSG version. The Lord just led me to that one, because usually I read the New King James version, but the Lord said that season's past now, so he touched it up a bit to match the modern times of what I am today. So, and it's true, because everywhere I go, everyone's like, oh, who is that? You know, like, what? Are you a star? Like, are everywhere I go, like, that's why I can't go to the same place too much because, I love being friendly and everything, but I don't like it when people feel a little, they get too personal with me. They start asking personal, very personal questions. So I have to, like, keep going to different places because I don't like people getting too close because you're not allowed to get too close to the queen. Anyways, uh, but I bless you from afar. So tonight, guys, while you're celebrating, just remember when the fireworks go off is actually for Queen Esther's coronation day. Isabella, I'm making a video! Anyway, so tonight when the fireworks are going off.
Yes, and that was Queen Esther. And it looks like her library goes back 3 months. So she is currently on her spurg. Now, once again, 13 days ago, she decided that that was her coronation. Best you'll get right now is a boneless kitty. But yes, that's one of them that's going to be in lolcow. Because once again, I try to find niches. With their ridiculous looks, that will do really well with video. So, once again, that might be something the Mean Girls want to hop on. Now, Trishalicious, she is IP2. And she's a problem. Because she always uses her child to grift. And she'll take her child out on dangerous excursions while she's drunken on drugs. And tonight, she had her child and was basically using her child to grift on YouTube. Again, that's a common thing for her. So I'm going to cover her some. Now, she's usually on in the middle of the night. So she will be like a middle of the night lolcow. So, like I said, there's plenty to watch. There's plenty to do. We're not done with the tragedy pimps yet either. It's just the tragedy pimps are kind of knowing their place. Notice they're not camping out in front of any place, but it's not good weather. Because, tragedy pimping is for good weather. So, once spring comes around, that circus will probably be back too. Well, Tila Tequila is just that insane, in all honesty. Now, online dating pimp, he's pretty insane too, in his desperate attempt to get a girlfriend. I mean, I like to give him my last two, put it that way. Oh. Well, like I say, Tila will be an interesting distraction, and they're going to be more. Because to keep under terms of service, I can't just cover the same people. So I will find several different people to cover, because once again, I want to. I didn't intend on becoming a full-time YouTuber again until fall. So once again, I'm still in the ramping up process. This is why, I'm one of these people that basically everyone knows because I go out into all sorts of communities and I find the funny lolcows. And there's a few, and there's a couple disturbed individuals. Now, one of them I think is bad as Leticia. Now, Tila Tequila, now Queen Esther, she's going to be kind of that in her own way. Now, in all of these communities, once again, there'll be new people coming into our community. Because, you see, one of the reasons why the Boit was dying is I was the only way that new people came in it. And there was another creator, Holly Undead. We were kind of like the gateway to the Boit. Other than that, the Boit just kind of spun in the circle and pissed on itself. Now, you see, this is what's going to happen on the other side right now. they're going to sit in a circle and just piss on themselves. We're going to go out there and find fresh, interesting things to do. Now, once again, I run a few entertainment channels. And yesterday I had an entertainment program on one of them. And tomorrow night, I'll probably have another entertainment program on one of those. Because it will be Friday night. And as long as I'm physically feel good, I'll probably run an entertainment program tomorrow night on the Thanatos Magus channel. You know, rather than just talk about the same drama over and over. Now, once the info comes in court, in the documents tomorrow, about 2-ish tomorrow afternoon, when I get the information, I plan on having a live. So you'll probably see me live about 2 in the afternoon tomorrow, and I'll cover the Ernie debacle. But, you know, there's going to be a never-ending thing to do. Now, on my Thanatos channel, it's going to now be a ritual. Every Thursday, I link an audiobook. Typically a fantasy swords and sorcery audiobook. And I uploaded that today on my tab, and that'll be the second week that I've done that. Now, on that channel, I'm also going to, for like 10 months, I'm going to run like a Lord of the Rings trivia night. And once again, when things get a little better, I will start being Verily Veronica more. Now, that's the channel I've been neglecting. You know, I've been working on the Thanatos channel. I've been working some on the Grimgoth channel. Now, tomorrow, I will work on the Grimgoth channel. Now, I will still do all of my stuff here, but in reality, many of these channels, they only take about 5-10 minutes of my time. Well, thank you, Brainwasher. I remember the case, but I wasn't up on it. And that's sad. But it's almost always, in the world we live in, someone close to the family that was the problem. So, you know, we're going to have plenty of things, and YouTube Schizophrenic and I, we're not stopping looking for people. Because you see, when he goes off in one direction and I go off in one direction, when we come back to each other, we want to have the best material possible. Now, Tila over here, now Queen Esther, I think she's going to be a gem. I think she's going to be a sparkling jewel of lolcow for us to poop on. And then, as I mentioned, you know, I'll be doing comedy probably tomorrow on my Dark Elf channel. I'll write some comedy tonight. Now, where I had that seizure, I'm starting to wind down now. I'm not feeling as wound up. So you're seeing me yawn. Hello, Phoenix. But, you know, I have a channel for the kiddies, too. Now, the name that I put, you can't find it in search, and now and then I link it. Not often, but now and then. But what I've decided to do on this channel is kitty shorts. So about every day on this channel, I will be uploading a kitty short, or I will be uploading something pretty. And today's kitty short was Fulgrim and Loki. Into where you don't normally see the chair exactly as I'm sitting in. They were in it. And then I sat over near where they did, and I made that little short of them. Because this little kitty was in her bunker. Oh my God, I can't look at the cat. Oh man, I was looking at her in the, man, I mean, don't even look at, I mean, yeah, that's it. Put your head down. I mean, I'm seeing her head like right here. You know, in the picture is like, oh my God, she's making me sleepy. I know she's like making me sleepy. I mean, she's about to put me out. Now that's a bit of hyperbole, but I mean, Oh God, Bob and Kitty, honey, she put her claws in. Bob and Lori's on. Why do Bob and Lori go on every day? I mean, sometimes I don't go on. You know, you guys prefer lives, so I do more lives. But on my other channel, I used to only go live twice a week. I used to have a video every day. Now, at times, 1 to 3 videos a day, and 2 of them typically short, 1 of them longer format. And then I'd go live twice a week. And that used to be kind of my YouTube schedule. But Bob and Lori, it's every fucking day. Oh my God. True crime talk.
You're exactly right, Genevieve. Yep.
Oh, they have words. You know where I'm tired? I had to focus on them. It says play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Law 27 of the 48 laws of power. Oh, general awareness is in their chat. Sarah Smiles is Genevieve, Smoky Mountain Mama, Sugar Pie Honey Bun, verbal abuse. So they're all hanging out over there with Bob and Lori.
Often wear cowboy hats, yes. Lots of teeth adorn the hats.
They don't have teeth, right? I guess not.
Hello, Grubby.
Yeah, I think that this. I don't want to play the whole video, but be sure to go over there and give them some views. They seem like they have some really good content. I hope they're not teaching on. They are, but teaching on how to develop a cult. But the information that's over there, just looking at some of the videos, there's some really good information.
Nothing linked.
I mean, you can, like I said, I saw this stuff on YouTube quite a while ago, and I kept saying cult mentality. You know, it's they're the only miss I went to. But it's something to watch out for.
Honey, I gotta move for a minute. Honey, I gotta move.
I've read stories from people in other churches of that same ilk
That
who left.
broken toe was under me,
I mean, this is just
and
like
I had to move it, and
the
she didn't
leadership in those
understand.
churches would call whenever they would find out that that person was employed somewhere, wanting their job, because the pastor of one such church called and just totally bashed the person to the employer to the point where they were let go. Doesn't that sound like you two? Does to me.
Oh yeah, the word trigger has no meaning
It
anymore.
all sounds like YouTube.
Yeah, it does.
YouTube's a mess, is all I can say.
Hello, yeah,
It's a
mom.
mess.
I agree. You know, I had some of the Mountain Dew Frostbite here. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh man, they're making me sleepy.
I don't buy pop very often, but hey, Misty Rose, welcome. Let's see.
Well, I skipped cola today, Bob. I had, I think, 3 drinks in the last bit I had.
It is an American thing. I mean, we have it up here, but
Now, I was going to walk to...
the
Oh,
obsession
shit.
with it is definitely
I was going to walk to the store today, but we had thunderstorms. So, I'm going to walk to the store in the morning.
American thing, because I don't think Canadians go crazy for it.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Mountain Dew fan. I am more of a root beer person. I know why they all drink Mountain Dew. What's up with that? Isn't that interesting?
I prefer
I don't know,
Coca-Cola
it always
or
makes me,
RC.
Like it reminds me of something that like glows. It looks like a
It's just you can hardly find RC around here anymore. And for some reason, the dollar store decided to price RC at the same price as Coke.
Lowe's.
Yeah, it might be radioactive.
Right? I have to question sometimes if it's healthy to ingest. But I mean, I don't know. A lot of people do, so I don't know. They're still alive. They haven't grown like horns or tails or wings or anything. So
Yeah. No, it's not my favorite pop of choice, that's for sure. But
Okay, now, once again, now, when I go to make a live stream, I'm like, let's talk about our favorite sody pop. I mean, it might come up in passing like right now, but Bob instigated this. Soda pop content.
it's sad.
Soda Bob.
The stuff. Hope everything's okay, Smokey. Gotta address something.
hurry back.
Yeah, definitely. But it's scary. Like I said, I'm more of a root beer person, but it's not just any root beer. Like I'm not too much the fan of mug. To me, it just seems personally kind of watered down. I grew up on Dad's root beer. That was the stuff back in the day.
Wow, then he must have hated it here because all he got was Diet Pepsi here.
You know what? I think Bob was groomed. Now, we know that Bob admitted that he puts out for his boss, his male boss, and he likes Dad's root beer. Now, I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we drank Barks root beer, and we drank Barks cream soda, because those were hometown made in Cincinnati, along with about every other kind of beer you can imagine.
Oh no, that was fine with the Diet Pepsi, but I don't drink pop very often. Like I don't buy it very often.
I'm about to have secondhand embarrassment for Bob.
Glow sticks. Like some people, you want to snap them, shake them.
I grew up on Coke. Oh, I should watch how I say that. I grew up.
Yeah. Coca-Cola, yeah, you better be really careful.
So when I moved out, I stopped Pepsi. I don't know why.
Lori liked to try to snort the Coke, but the bubbles kept making her sneeze.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Yes, Dad's to me that is the best. I've never heard of Hires.
Irons? I have.
I do like A&W as well.
A&W root beer, yeah. That's my favorite root beer.
Oh, good old
I don't know,
iced
if
tea.
it's sweet, I get a headache from it, but I shouldn't have sweets anyways.
Let's see. How's it going, Outlaws Podcast? Hope you're...
Now, you know why Lori gets a headache from root beer? Anybody know why? Because root beer has no caffeine in it. So the root beer is not giving Lori a headache. Lori's getting a caffeine headache. Now, once again, caffeine is the only thing that I have ever, quote, been addicted to. You know, I can do anything and not get addicted to it, but, you know, I do get addicted to caffeine. And once again, when times were good before COVID, what I used to do is I would buy 2 liters of caffeinated soda. Then I would buy something like a lemonade or a root beer, something with no caffeine in it. So I'd have like 2 days of caffeine, 1 day with no caffeine, and I never got addicted to it, and I wouldn't get a caffeine headache. Now, I've not been able to do that anymore because of COVID, prices, and availability. And last week, I got a killer caffeine headache. And that's why root beer gives Lori a headache. Because It's not the root beer that's doing it. It's the fact that she's not getting her caffeine fix.
We're doing well out there. Let's see, I can't handle carbonation anymore, so no pop.
Oh, yeah,
I'm definitely a coffee person, though, myself. Coffee's my thing.
I don't drink coffee.
Do you know Dad's oatmeal? I've never heard of Dad's oatmeal cookies. Is it from the same company? My uncle.
Oh yeah, sugar pie. It is good for cleaning. Yeah, it's supposed to take stains or something out of carpets or thing. I think it's what it is.
Coca-Cola is good for cleaning. I've heard people use it in cookware too.
Oh, and if you have.
My God. They're still talking about soda. I mean, really? It's like, I wish I had something to do and then I could like come back when they're done talking about soda. Now, let's put them at 2 times speed for soda talk.
Burning and singeing your hair accidentally from chemical that you created on your noodle because
Hello,
of the
Cass.
whatever was in the product. It happened to me. Trust me, it happened to me. Anyways, if that ever happens and you want it to stop, I kid you not, pour Coke, regular Coke, over your hair. It sounds weird, yes, but I speak from experience. I used to have longer hair. Well, years ago, I had really long hair, and then I tried this straightening stuff, and it was mixed. I guess there was lots of bleach in the water, and I didn't even think about it because there's no warning on it. Anyhow, my hair literally burnt off from chemicals. It was like terrible. It was just falling out. Somebody had cut it with like razors. It was horrible. I cried. I was like, oh my god. Imagine if even those.
Now, this is supposed to be true crime talk. Says it right there. True crime talk, then an informative discussion about stuff. I mean, I'm not lying. It says true crime talk, then an informative discussion about stuff.
Thanks for coming in too, and definitely welcome to come in anytime. Cleans car battery caps. Wow.
Oh, Andrew's here. Andrew.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, Sunshine. I mean, this is what makes it funny. You know, that their title does make this comedy.
The moral of the story is don't. I don't know what my dog's doing. The moral of the story is don't go to places with high chlorine in the water and use anything chemical based on your hair because it's going to fall out and die.
Oh, welcome not to
If you look like an idiot, like me, I'll have to post a picture where I look like chaos. Oh, of course, Roger's talking to me.
Yeah. He has no content of his.
You hear it? Bob said we have no content of our own. Well, what Bob doesn't know, I was just hitting him off because Bob and Lori are talking about soda and hair dye in their informative discussion. Oh, I didn't know Mama T was live. I guess most of the universe is over there. And there don't really seem to be much on. There's Bob's other channel on. I thought this chick was leaving YouTube. You know, Miss whatever it is was life, now Adel. Well, Night Owl's in her
Everybody
chat.
has a right to talk about it, yes. But if you're sending, prosecutors stuff and all that, there's things I wanted to send to the defender, but I didn't. I didn't call and get in touch with Ernie Shell's public defense attorney, did I? About the way you guys have been treating Ernie and what you guys have been doing to Ernie. Did I call the prosecutor and tell him everything that you're saying to them is lies? No. I don't. Because I'm going to let it play out and it run its course. What you guys are doing is you're making a mess out of this situation. That's how I feel. I could say I could say a lot of
Now, the thing is you guys. Now, she's generalizing and othering. I mean, I've just been sitting here minding my own business, and, I just reported facts and claims as we know them. And that was pretty much it.
things, but I'm not going to.
Same thing with
This is
Nicolina,
not my
really.
place. But I do feel that a lot of people want him to go down. And I know that he's hurt a lot of people. I understand that. But it's not your place to be doing that.
Well, I guess she's thinking. Maybe her brain is doing this.
Just a lot going on.
Well, yeah, great.
And let's hope that what you guys did in this situation,
You guys.
didn't screw with the case altogether.
Now, once again, you guys. Now, if I were you mean girls, I would be doing this. I'd be like, you guys? I mean, that would just, like I say,
Because you've been having what I found out, a lot of phone calls to the prosecutor. And if I did that, I guarantee if I was helping the defense or anybody was helping the defense, you guys would be calling it out left and right. Or anybody in this community was helping the defense.
what's their defense? Ernie buggered off with a van and they charged him for it. There's nothing we can do to make anything worse than what Ernie has already done.
I think it's nasty and it's gross, and I think that people need to take a step back and let the courts handle it.
No, Gray. What you need to be is a trendsetter. You start you guys. Or you guys, y'all. You can merge the two. Or maybe we can make them a contraction. Like a yuggle or something like that, maybe. I think we can come up with something better than yuggle, though.
Because that's what courts are supposed to do.
Well, maybe y'all guys. Well, Yuns is too overdone. That's too Kentucky.
But the only reason why I did that live stream today is so people can talk about it.
I'm not high enough, to be honest with you. Actually, I'm not even high. You're taking 2 hits off this pipe.
And when I went into Sarah Smiles' chat, because they wanted me to go up there a couple of times. The day before yesterday, they wanted me to go up there. They, invited me up there. Now I said, can I come up today?
Now, she is more interesting than Bob and Lori. Honestly. Because of YouTube clipping, I don't want to make the joke, but it's like, remember the joke about Nicolina and all of her subscribers unaliving themselves? Sitting there listening to Bob and Lori, it's like, they don't have any content. I'm like, Bob and Lori, if I stream anything, it's better than you.
And he says, no,
anything.
She's an Ernie supporter and all that. And, people thought that I was going to do P-bombs. I never did one of those in my life. Because it's childish.
Well, welcome back to life, sunshine.
People need to understand that I have a right to speak. I have a right to feel the way I feel. I have a right to have want or don't want people in my chat room. Okay, I have mods that takes care of that. And that's all you need to know.
She does have 10 in her chat. I was seeing if she had any people in her chat while she was talking. Actually, I probably need some food myself too. But it'll just happen tomorrow. So.
I mean, everybody else has a big mouth, but I can't. They call that I'm a cult. I'm in a cult because I supported Ernie at one point. Which I backed away tremendously.
Well, yeah, I'm in the cult of the lolcap and the cult of the cosmic brownie, and there's once upon a time the Playmate Tessie cult, and
I mean, sometimes when you say things,
remember all things in life that said she was leaving, that changed her name to ATIL. It's her. You know, the mistaken MAGA. You know, that's how I refer to her in my head.
and do things to hurt people, don't expect the person not to do it right back to you.
It's just, she's much more interesting than Bob and Lori.
Because if you can't take what you're giving out, then you shouldn't be giving anything out. Period. Making fun of someone's sexuality, mental health, and all of those things is not okay.
Well, no, you're not allowed to make fun of
It
people.
doesn't matter what she's
Now, you are not allowed to make fun of sexuality, but and you're not allowed to make fun of that, but other than that, you can make fun of most things on YouTube.
doing or whatever, or he or who, whatever the case may be. No one should be doing that to anybody. That is where the harassment and the bullying come in. I remember in 2017 when I got bullied to the point of me leaving YouTube for a year and came back in 2019 because I remember this.
I like to call tough guys muffin. You know, when they really think that they're really something, I look at them and go, Muffin, get over here. They tend to not like that, but they do come over.
You know how long my court case, and I'm not the one who took that person to trial. My family did. They had a restraining order, broke their restraining order. They weren't supposed to come on YouTube or come on the internet. They came to find me and harass me even more. And it was disgusting how they were doing it.
Oh, now some of my best Grimgoth bits come in the middle of the night, like when I'm right now. Now, remember, Bob, right before I clicked off, said we didn't have any content. Grimgoth, I think can remember I said I'm gonna do Grimgoth videos tomorrow. Yes, Grimgoth is going to make a video. You busted us, Bob. Yes, we were bogarting your stream for the best of cola talk. Yes, Bob, but once you got done talking about the cola and started talking about the big giant fatty's hair, at that point we were out, Bob. But until next time, it has been I, Grimgoth. And I'll clean that up a little, maybe add an extra jab in it.
I see the traits that people are doing it right now in my situation. And you don't think that I had that happen to me? I did. That's why I came here. That's why I latched on to Ernie the way I did, because I thought he was getting the same treatment in what was going on with him. After I found out that a lot of the things that he was doing wasn't the truth, I backed away a lot. I used to.
Well, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like her listening to her try to think. Now, I applaud the attempt at thinking. No matter the person, if they think well or not, I always applaud the attempt. But the problem is she thinks she knows everything. I know many things about many subjects. Now, I do not know everything, despite propaganda.
Be in his chat almost every single day. I'm not anymore. Because I'm not going to support him doing what he did to Smoky Mountain Mama. I'm not going to be, getting involved in that. I'm not going to be getting involved in doxing other people. That's not what I supported him in the beginning for. Every day I get asked, are you still supporting Ernie? No, I'm not.
Now,
I thought that maybe this line.
Now, I don't believe that. I mean, I'm a much bigger channel, and I get accused of being Nicolina's pawn most days, but not every day. Like 2 out of 3 days, I get accused of being Nicolina's cat's paw, basically, but usually the 3rd day they rest.
Stream that I had this morning from both sides can come in and work their differences out and deal with it like adults, but they couldn't even do that.
Summer's knocking you off, by the way.
Just because I'm silent and just because, I don't say either way I'm a supporter or not, it's none of anybody's business if I was or wasn't. But you singled me out to the point you thought that I was somebody that I wasn't.
We'll catch the hex on Milton.
You people are you were so obsessed over wanting to know who I was. You went to great lengths to do so. Because you thought, because I was a supporter, you thought that I was mad because I was always taking the bat for him. Other people were doing it also. I kept my identity private for a reason. It wasn't because I didn't want anybody to know.
Now, something that I've not mentioned in my live earlier, but I will tomorrow. I'm going to digress from her a little bit. And let's talk about Ernest, because she seems to really want to talk about Ernie. Now, the ramifications of Ernie not coming back to Kentucky: 1, they'll hold him once. He'll spend some time in jail until Kentucky says they don't want him. But he'll never be able to come back to Kentucky. So that basically means he's going to be in New York and he's going to be under the thumb of MAGA. Now, Spooky knows that Ernie is a control freak. Now, this tends to be destructive in relationships. You know, when Ernie wants to be the boss all the time, especially when she's going to be paying all the bills. So, at some point, Ernie is likely to piss her off. Now, I do have that magical ability to piss women off, but I believe that Ernie has this ability in a greater amount than I do. You know, now and then I can forget and be insensitive, where Ernie only worries about Ernie. So this does not conducive to a relationship, or at least not a healthy one. And at some point, that unhealthy one is going to get tired of Ernie and put him on the street. Now, this is something that could send Ernie back into Kentucky, into the clutches of the law. But once again, if Ernie starts having trouble with MAGA, she's going to have to find another girl to live with. So that's going to be kind of a clue if you see Ernie getting sweet on anyone. Well, trying to think. I mean, I guess when it comes to a male comparison, I guess I do feel a little bit sorry for him. Now, once again, I think it'd be good for me. It's like, you ask the girl, who do you want to sleep with, Ernie or me? So, you know, I think I've got that one down. You know, if it was a contest just between me and Ernie in the dating community, and in that way I feel sorry for Ernie. But that's about the only way that I feel sorry for Ernie. Well, that's the thing, Spooky. And that's why I'm mentioning that now. Is because once again, if he starts to having relationship problems, he's going to have to move in with another sycophant. So, you know, that's how we'll see. And when he moves in with Team Rose, we know that he has finally reached the end of his sycophants. You know I want this to happen. Now, I'm not planning it. I'm not trolling for it. But you know I want it to happen. I want Ernie to have to move in with Team Rose and pretend that she's the belle of the ball. Let's put it that way. Yes, Pindar, like I said, I mean, that's how I see it because, you know, Team Rose is going to be like the last sycophant. So, once again, when we see Ernie moving in with Team Rose, we know it's over. Now, the question is, would Ernie move in with Team Rose, or would he move in with Bubba in the jail? I mean, wow. I mean, Bubba and I can have it out with blades. I think I would choose Bubba because I can always strangle Bubba in his sleep. Oh, so yes, you know, I've kind of logic that out as, you know, I can't kill Team Rose and she won't shut up. So my only choice would be jail. Well, yes, Spooky. I mean, you know, most people, you always choose the option that doesn't end up with you in jail. That is the natural inclination. If we did this game 1,000,000 times, we would always choose the option that we wouldn't be in jail. But when it's Team Rose or jail, I mean, well, what's the menu like? How's the food? Ew. I mean, I can't even think anymore. That's just such a hard prospect. Hello, copy that. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Rose. I mean, ooh. Well, that's true, Roy boy. I mean, how long until Rose decides that Ernie sent to kill her? Or how long until he tries to turn her into a werewolf? Oh, man. Now, I just realized I'm getting a little too tired for this. Where I had that seizure earlier, I'm kind of winding down heavy, and my brain is starting to lock up. So, I was going to go on for a little while and make some jokes, but yeah, I'm kind of getting too tired to do this. So I think I'm going to know when to quit, and I'm going to stop it here. And thank you, everyone, for coming. And I'm going to sit here for another minute or two and do Boneless Kitty. We do Boneless Kitty? She says, okay. I will do Boneless Kitty. And now you've got 3 kitties right around you. Fulgrim's right here, Summer's right here, and this one's right here. And they're all in a sleep mode. So I've got blankets right here that I'm going to crawl under. And I'm going to sleep with these 3 kitties. So that is my plan. Now, tomorrow I'm going to get up. And by noon, I'm going to try to find out what happened with Ernie. I figure that someone else will probably find out before I do. But if not, I will see what I can do. And tomorrow afternoon, probably in between 1 and 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will have a live and we'll find out exactly what happened to Ernie. Because once again, we only have Jimbo's Collins' word. And his word isn't worth shit. Now, everyone, thank you for coming. And I will see you in about 14 hours.